Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Security Talks. The agenda of this talks is basically to have a chat with the security professionals, get to know about their journey, their struggles, how they got into the career, what are their current roles, what we can learn from them, so that people who are looking for a job and people who are struggling to get in a job, they would get some advice from the people who have passed through that journey. So today we have Mr. Khalid, who is currently working as a junior security analyst at VSecure app. And he's having about 7 months of experience now. He joined CyberSapiens as an intern, and 7 months back he secured a job. One of the thing that I would like to highlight about Khalid is his qualification. We usually say, people might have heard us saying that generally to get in a job in cybersecurity you need to have a degree or a post graduation like MTech, MCA, BTech, BE, in BCA. These are the criteria that we say. So Khalid is having his diploma. He has done his diploma in cybersecurity. And we usually say that for diploma people, it's kind of difficult to get a job. I mean, it's not that it's not possible to get a job, considering the fact that very few companies have this criteria. So it's going to be a really a wonderful session, I believe, because having a diploma, he has been able to secure a job. That's a big achievement for him because he has worked so hard, and there's so much that we're gonna learn from Khalid. So if Khalid having his diploma is able to get a job, then definitely anyone uh, you know uh, should be able to get a job. So let's see how he had been through his journey, how much of hard work he had done, and what are his tips and suggestions for people who are looking for a job now. So welcome, Khalid. Thank you for giving your valuable time. Welcome to Security Talks.
Thank you, sir.
Right. So, Khalid, just to start with, you can begin with your current position with which is Junior Security Analyst. So, can you just tell us what is your current role? What do you do regularly? What are your roles and responsibilities in this company?
Yeah, sure. As Robinson introduced, my name is Khadeer. So I'm working as a Junior Security Analyst at Secure app. So basically, we will be having the clients for whom we do the penetration testing on the web applications, network, and mobile applications. So we'll find any security flaws in their websites or networks. So we'll discuss with the clients and we'll make a report. So finally, also we'll provide them the mitigation, like how to fix that particular vulnerability. So yeah, like that we'll do, sir.
Okay. So it's not like specific to web VAPT or mobile or network as such. It's anything you may get depending on the project, I believe.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, that's nice. That's really interesting. Khalid, if you have to go back, to understand your journey, can you tell us how did you get to know about cybersecurity? What made you to choose cybersecurity?
Yeah, sure, sir. Actually, my journey started after 12th standard. Actually, was preparing for JEE mains at home. So after that, my brother suggested me, why don't you choose any cybersecurity related course as it would help you a lot in the future. So, I went through the modules, I mean, the syllabus they were offering in the course. So I felt very interested. To be honest, everyone loves this hacking kind of stuff,
Yeah.
but yeah. Uh, I went through the course and I felt very interested. So I took the course, but when I started my diploma, to be honest, I don't know anything about the networks and computer and anything about the software suite. So yeah, but I had a habit of not giving up on anything. So I started from the scratch, like uh, how the network works, the web applications, and what we need to start. in the cybersecurity. So like that, I have started. So at the start, I was finding only some basic vulnerabilities, but
Hmm.
if you want to find some critical vulnerabilities or kind of stuff, so you need to put a lot of effort. Basically, you need to spend a lot of time on that
Yeah.
application. Like for example, if you're finding particular vulnerability, so you have to have a good understanding of that payloads and how it works, and basically the technologies how they are using for that particular website. So like that. So
Right.
yeah, after that, I was able to find some good vulnerabilities. Yeah, it's not the end for the cybersecurity. So it's a very big domain. So you have to
Yeah.
keep learning and keep moving.
Yeah. So initially, when you started, like, what did you start with? Was it something on like social media hacking or Windows hacking? How did you start, and what was
Uh,
the interesting? Yeah.
yes, sir. So I basically started with the network part. So how to basically started like scanning the network, like how many IPs are connected in the particular network. So
Hmm.
and also some Windows related stuff like how to escalate the Windows and how to get the access. So like that I started, and the main thing was, in courses they will definitely give you some reference, but it depends upon you, like how much hard work you are putting. So it depends on that. You have to keep
Agree.
exploring the things.
Agree to it. Agree to it. Yeah. So yeah, like just like everyone, you also started with the network and with the Windows hacking, creating payloads, I believe. Then, how was it with bug hunting and the web application VAPT? Was it difficult for you initially? How did you try to cope up with these attacks and vulnerabilities?
Yes, sir. So actually, web application testing when I started, so actually I was finding some, the OWASP top 10. I took the OWASP top 10 list, and I was able to only find some basic vulnerabilities like IDOS and the broken
Hmm.
access control, and
Hmm.
like that, like authentication issues like that. But we have to think, the website which it is built. So we have to, if you understand the website how it works, definitely you can find the any bugs, if there are bugs in a particular website.
Right, right. Okay, so talking about your selection process of for this particular job role that you have with this company, how did you apply? Can you just share your experience? Like, how did you apply? How were you looking for jobs? Because a lot of people here are trying to apply for jobs and they want to hear it from the people, and you have just done that, crossed that path now. So if you can share what are the things that you followed, what methods you followed, that would be really helpful.
Yes, sir. So when I was doing my internship at CyberSapiens, so I started applying for many companies, but I got only calls from 3 companies, and the first call from the vSecure app which I'm doing now. So
Hmm.
totally I had 3 rounds of interview.
Hmm.
So 2 were the technical and the one is the HR round. So
Hmm.
it's not like you will find the job immediately when you apply. So you have to attend a lot of interviews. You have to uh, you know you have to think like how I will get the job in the perspective of, it's not like finding the bugs and something. So you have to focus on a lot of skills like soft skills. You have to focus the communication part,
Hmm.
and the writing the reports. They will ask you like how will be your approach on the particular website Wikipedia. So that's what the questions have been asked in my interview. So yeah,
Okay.
but in this internship, I think you will definitely find this at Cybersecurity. You will have every month the mock interviews, everything stuff. So it will really help. It helped me a lot in my interview.
Right. So what were the kind of questions that were asked? Were there any questions which you were like, which was like very difficult for you, or what type of questions were asked, because that's one of the common thing which the candidates have, like what will be the questions asked. So for you, how was it? What were the type of questions? Was it based on your resume, or like what, and also add if there were any questions which, if you could recall any questions that were asked and it was difficult for you, or you were not able to answer as such. Is there anything that you can share on that?
Yes, sir. So actually, in every interview, you will have the questions related to our top 10 list. So if you are good at this web top 10 vulnerabilities, definitely you can crack the interview. But it depends upon like definitely as you said, sir, they will focus on the resume because if you
Hmm.
have any experience related, so they may ask you some advanced topics. So I suggest to
Hmm.
everyone to not to focus on some basic things, focus on the advanced things too. So research about them. So yeah, start.
Right. So any scenario-based questions, whether for any technical questions were asked for you?
Yes, sir. So basically, we all know about the XSS vulnerability. So basically, what we'll do is the basic level. So we'll copy paste the payload in some website if
Mm-hmm.
we get the pop-up. So it's like that what we know at the basic level. What they will ask you, they might ask you like how will you bypass if they have implemented some policies. For example, like CSP policy will be there. So how you will bypass that? So for that you need to understand about the CSP policies. So how it is built. So like that you can bypass create your own payload and you can find the exceptions there.
Okay, okay. So, like, was it very difficult for you to crack the interview, or you were aware of the questions and the technical side of that, were able
Yes,
to?
yes, sir. I actually was aware of that because I have focused more on the advanced topics. I keep on
Hmm.
researching on the things, so that's
Hmm.
it's not hard for me at the time.
Right, right, right. And Uh, so you mentioned about soft skills, reporting, two things you mentioned in the beginning, right? So
Yes,
can you brief more about the reporting part, so that the candidate understand the actual need of learning reporting and documentation, like how does it actually work? How is it helping you right now in your company? Maybe in the interview, how did it help, and how important is reporting with some examples, if you can share your experience.
sure, sir. Actually, reporting part is very important in this field. If you found a bug, you have to make understand the client. So it depends on that. So if you are good at writing the report, if you are not good at writing the report, so there is no point of reporting that because client will ask you like actually how you found that, what is the mitigation for that. So that will be really difficult for you. So actually, I have also faced this when I started initially this career. So later we will get adopted to that. It depends to uh, everything on how you find that vulnerability and the mitigation part, and you have to tell them the impact also.
Right, right.
So reporting is really important.
So how did
Uh,
you learn reporting, Khadir? Can you share some tips for people to, get learn reporting part? Like what were the challenges you faced, or what methods you followed about for the reporting part?
yes, sir. So basically, in reporting part, actually mainly we will have the vulnerability name, and you will get the report format, in online many websites. So
Hmm.
basically the format will be the same, but first we will write the description part, and after that we'll discuss the impact, like how it will affect your application, and after that we'll write the we'll paste the HTTP request and responses, and after that we'll write the steps to reproduce, and finally we will go then the mitigation part.
Right. So Kadir, like, how did you learn about it? Um, and for the reporting part, were you finding any difficulties in the initial days in the reporting and documentation?
Yes, sir. Actually, when I started this reporting part, I felt very difficulty. But in CyberSapiens only I was reporting the bugs. There only I have learned the first format, like how to prepare the report. So it helped me a lot.
Right. And talking about soft skills, again, we stress a lot on working on the soft skills part. So, do you have to interact with clients as well? Currently in your company, do you have to interact with clients and make them understand maybe in the meetings and all?
Yes, sir. We will have the discussion with the clients after we will send the report. So obviously we have to tell them like the proper way how we found that vulnerability,
Yeah,
and we have to tell them like how it will affect your application.
right,
So they finally they will ask you how to mitigate that. So we have to
right.
tell them.
How difficult is it to make the client understand?
It depends upon the client, sir, actually, but
Yeah.
the client comes to you, depends. They need security for the website, right? So definitely they will ask you in a different manner. You have to, make them understand.
Hmm. Yeah, because sometimes the clients may not be from the cybersecurity background, right? They may be the developers you're talking to, and the developers
Yes,
don't understand certain terms. So you have to make them understand in very simple terms as to what actually it means, even the impact it could be and all, right? And
yes, yes,
sometimes
we have to.
yeah, and sometimes if they're developers, then it's basically increases their workload, and they don't want to do it and all. So again, making them understand the impact is, I think, very challenging, and soft skills does play a very important role. I mean, that is why we in the internship we have kept the sessions. You have to take the sessions and all, which will help you to communicate, right? So communication is really important in this case, right? So, right, and like, how does your day go, Kadir, at the moment in the company? Like, is it like a specific project, a long-term projects that gets assigned to you, or is it like short-term? How does it go, in your work, in your day-to-day life?
Yes, sir. Sir, it depends upon the client. So for some clients, we will do the quarterly basis, and some clients will do the yearly basis. So it completely depends upon the client. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, daily thing we will do is we will perform the testing on that. So for some clients, we need to give the daily updates. And for some
Mm-hmm.
clients, we need to give the weekly updates like that. So if we have completed the security assessment, so finally we will give them the report.
Okay, so it depends on the projects that you get, is what you're
Yes,
saying,
sir.
right? So you handle the projects end to end. I mean, from the start phase to the remediation and retesting, everything you've handle
Yes,
single-handedly.
yes, yes, sir. I have handled.
Okay, nice, nice. You also mentioned that you're working on web, mobile, network. How does it work? Like, because three are kind of, three different platforms we can say, right? So which one is easy? Which one is more difficult among these? And which one do you like to work more on?
Yes, but actually, nothing is easy until you put the efforts or hard work for that. So basically, in mobile applications also almost we will have the same vulnerabilities seen,
Hmm,
but
hmm,
we are not applicable to them. But
hmm, hmm, hmm,
uh, first I will tell you the first focus on one thing and then go to the next one.
hmm,
So if you
hmm.
are not completely focusing on the web, you are not focusing on one application, you are moving to the mobile. So it's not like that.
Right.
So you have to first complete the web part, everything, then you can go
Hmm,
for the mobile. In mobile also, you will have the many resources in the online, so you can go for that.
hmm, 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 hmm.
So
I think
even
network should be kind of easy, in terms of doing the
uh,
VA.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Basically, in network part, it will be easy only. So basically, what we do is we'll have the client websites or some IP. So we'll
Yeah.
scan them and yeah, we'll make the VA report and send to the client.
Right, right. So talking about this web application targets that you get, the project that you work on web applications, how different it is from what we give in CyberSapiens. We also give targets. You also have worked on targets. So how different it is, and how what are the things that they expect, like when they would be getting a job, how is it going to be helping them, the projects that they are working on currently, how it has helped you, and for the candidates also here, how if you can explain them how it will help them.
Yes, sir. Actually, what we are doing in the cyber security is almost same what we are doing in the organization. So
Okay.
basically, we also have the client, the website. So what we'll do is we'll do the testing same as what
Right.
we are doing with CyberSapiens.
Right.
So yeah, but we need to some students focus on only particular bugs. So not to focus, we have to keep focus on every vulnerability
Hmm.
so that we
Hmm.
should not miss anything.
Hmm. 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 So there
So
also they give
yeah,
you the scope, they define the scope for you, that these are the vulnerabilities that you have to look for or something.
yes, but it's scope only for the domains and not for the vulnerability.
Okay. 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 Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Okay. Okay. Um, okay, I think that was helpful because people sometimes get confused. What will I be doing when I get a job? How will I work? So it's basically the same thing. When you share it, it makes it more impact because you are there in the company, and so again, talking a bit more about the internship program that you have here. What are the things that has helped you in your career, Kadir, and um, how how it has helped, and what are the things, like as you have already mentioned about reporting and soft skills part. Apart from that, what are the other things which has helped you, which the candidates has to focus? Because see, it's usually the small things, I believe, like soft skills, it's a very small thing which sometimes people don't focus on. So I want to understand from you, from your experience, what is it the things which were assigned in cyber sapiens that help you in that is helping you in your current job right now?
Yes, sir. Sir, I have already mentioned the soft skills play
Yeah.
really a great role. So in CyberSapiens, we'll have the mock interviews that will really help you a lot
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
in organizations also, because you have to sit with the client, you have to make them
Mm.
understand what you have found, and finally you have to make them agree with your decision,
Right. Right.
vulnerability. So yeah, and also the reporting part. So students may think like we are preparing the report, but in
Mm.
organizations it will be different. No, it's actually the same. The format will be the same, but actually, depends upon the client. We have to mention their names or something like that. But the
Mm-hmm.
reporting part is almost the same, which we are doing there. So also, if we are coming to the this finding the vulnerabilities, the way we have
Mm.
the way cybersecurity have designed the code is really great. So they have discussing about each and every vulnerability which they are covering the OWASP top 10. So yeah, it will be really helpful for you in the organizations also.
Okay, thank you. Because mock interviews is something we keep stressing the people to, make sure that they do it seriously and all. But we have seen sometimes they don't take it, that seriously, and they just do it for the sake of doing it and all. But I think you have said this, so it's gonna make an impact to the people, and I believe it has also helped, because I know you about your communication, how you have improved, right? So you have done a really hard work in learning, in researching, in taking up things. When you are here in the office, I've seen you whatever work we assigned, you have taken it up. Any client work that had come up, you had, you were very positive in taking up the work, and you had done it so well. So I think you need to have, a positive attitude towards work and all, right? Um,
Yes,
So, what suggestions would you give to, to your juniors basically? to focus on, especially for those who are looking for a job. What are your suggestions? What are your tips?
Yes, sir. So I would suggest like firstly, focus on what you are doing. So don't get distracted with people will say like if you are doing any bug bounty also, people will say look like if you are not getting any bounties or something, so they will keep stopping. So it's not like
Hmm.
that. You have to be focused every time. It may say you may find or not, but you have learned the topic. If you understand that, so that's a great thing. So I will tell like focus on every each and every vulnerability, and preparing the notes is one of the main thing I would like to point out. So yeah, because I was preparing my notes. Almost I have so many notes now because I was writing some basic topics and now I'm writing the advanced. So there are many more to go.
Hmm.
So yeah, like this.
Right. So before I go to the next question, participants, if you have any questions, please, type it and send it in the chat box, so we can take up your questions. If you have, please utilize your time. Don't wait for the end time to, for us to open up the Q&A. The moment you come across any questions you have, please make sure that you type it in the chat box. Okay. So see, the next question is basically a follow-up to what you just said. There's so much to learn. There's so much to, understand. There's so much to write down and all. So how do you manage, things like what is your secret for managing and for learning so many different topics, and to what level? Because a topic, for example, if I take cross-site scripting, it's such a big topic by itself, right? So how do one make sure that he is in the right position and he's not spending too much time and all? Any suggestions on that? Because I believe this is also one of the common a problem which our candidates would be facing. So any suggestions on that?
Yes, sir. So actually, in Cybersapiens, they will teach you each and every vulnerability. But what I did was, I will take that particular vulnerability and I will
Hmm.
research about that. In any
Hmm.
website, you will have the Medium blogs, you will have the online hacker one reports.
Right.
So I will go there. So I will write them the points from there, and I will write in my notes in my point of view so that I can understand easily. So like that, sir. But and actually, if you are focusing on the single vulnerability, so focus
Hmm.
on that first. Then go to the next
Hmm.
vulnerability. If you are mixing up, if you have to, students will think like I have to learn vulnerabilities, very fast. It's not like that. Take your own
Hmm.
time, spend more time on that. Keep on researching the resources. In the YouTube also there are many videos.
Right.
So
Okay. So blogs, I think, is very important for one to understand. Read through the blogs in Medium and HackerOne and all. So that was an a good suggestion that you have mentioned. So how much of time you used to spend, Kadir, on a daily basis? When you are doing the internship and training part, when you're studying, on an average, how much time you used to spend in learning and practicing and all? Overall, I'm asking.
yes, sir, to be honest, I was spending more than 8 9 hours, sir, because
Very good.
I was like I'm having the habit to focus on not only the normal bugs. I want to focus on the more advanced things. So I keep on
Hmm.
learning on that. So it will take more than 8 to 9 hours.
Right, right. Minimum 8 hours, though, I think is required. Now, for those, I
Yes,
mean, see, Kadir was not having any other job, nor he had his college as such, regular college as such. So he was completely available and he was able to spend, 8 to 10 or 11 hours in a day. But we may have some students or working professionals who may, think like, okay, how do I spend 8 hours? So it's like, depending on how much time you have, right? So more the time you spend, more fast you'll be able to learn. I think that's a simple concept here. So don't get sad by listening to what Kadir said. Oh, he was studying for 8 hours. I don't have time to give that much. You have to give your best. It doesn't matter. Even if you're giving 3 hours also, I think that should be sufficient. Um, you know, Even 3 hours or 4 hours, whatever you're giving, make sure that you give your best. Right, Kadir? Yeah,
Yes, sir. You're right, sir. It depends upon the person to person and
correct.
how they understand about this.
Correct, correct. Because some may get time in the night, some may get a time in the morning, for working professionals, for students and all. But what is important is to dedicate your time and to give your best in that particular time. Even if you spend 4 hours also, during the weekends time, you can cover up by spending more time. But to get in a job, you have to be, consistent in learning, in practicing, and in doing the practical work, right? So, Kadir, what is the best part of your job right now? Like, what do you like the most?
So actually, I love everything, but mostly I will love to do the testing on mobile applications because it will be really interesting because
Okay,
we'll have the app applications on our mobile, so it's doing
right.
the testing on those is really interesting. What I see.
Okay, okay, good to hear. So, when you say mobile, is it on Android or is it iOS?
So, we'll do both for Android and iOS. So I'm also doing
Okay.
both.
Okay. And which one? I mean, is it like difficult to learn iOS because people usually have that thing of, iOS means so it's very secure and all. But from a testing perspective, from a VAPT perspective, is it like really too difficult to perform or learn iOS pen testing?
So it's not difficult actually, but different from the Android because
Hmm.
it is it will have some restrictions to
Right.
do the testing. So if you learn about those, it will be really interesting and it's not that hard.
Okay, cool, cool. I mean, definitely if you keep learning, the way you research and all, it should not be difficult. Nothing should be difficult as such. So right, I think that's what you have been doing, enjoying more performing pen test on hacking into Android and iOS applications. That's really interesting, man.
Yes.
So what are your next goals, Kadir? Like, what do you see next, maybe in your career, any certifications or in terms of your growth? What are you planning?
So yes, sir, I'm planning for the cloud related certifications and also I'm planning for OSCP.
OSCP. Okay, so you'd be trying to get your OSCP certified, right?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
okay. Have you started learning for I mean for OSCP, or you're yet to?
Yes, sir. I have started 2 months ago.
Okay, okay. So with this full-time work that you're doing, when you're already learning and performing VA pen testing and all, do you get sufficient time to also focus on studies and other activities that will help you to, stay on top of this domain?
Yes, sir. We actually still will have the 8 hours of work. After
Hmm.
that, if you are interested, if you are passionate about your work, definitely you can spend the time on that. I will spend my time even in the
Okay.
weekends also. I will try to learn about the hacking stuff.
Okay, okay, cool, cool. So we have a question from Akash. He's asking, what do you think is networking importance during interviews? So if you can just share your view on this from a networking standpoint, what is important in the interview?
Sure. Sir. Yeah, the question which he has asked is really important. So, it plays really a main part in the interview. They will ask you the basic ones first, because like, the how many ports will be there, like what is the port, what will be the use of that port. So, yeah,
Hmm.
like that. And they will ask you about the protocols also.
Hmm.
So, yeah, it will be really helpful if you focus on the networking part also. And
Devices? How about
then
devices? And anything on the network devices part?
yes, sir. So they will ask you about the devices also, about the router and the switch, and some may
Hmm.
ask you about the firewalls also. it's not like you want to learn about them advanced. So you can go for the medium level also as you are, as a fresher, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But networking plays a really a great part in the interviews, in cybersecurity especially.
Right, right. And the topics, as you said, it's basically port numbers, protocols about IP address, subnetting. Maybe a few questions may be asked. Devices, routers, switches, how it works, and all. Right. Okay. Okay. Akash, I hope that helps you get answer to your question. Anyone else having any questions, you can unmute yourself or you can post your query on the chat. Anyone would like to ask a question, you can unmute or. Um, You can post your question on the chat as well. There is someone seems to be typing. You can unmute as well if you wish to. Okay. Um, till the time the question comes up. So Kadir, overall, how uh, yeah, I think there's one question. Which vulnerability do you think we should concentrate on as a fresher in this field?
See, actually, it's not about we focus on the single vulnerability, still get the
Right.
job or like that. So you have to focus on first top 10 first, then go for the other vulnerabilities. If you are clear about those vulnerabilities, definitely you can crack the interview.
Right. So the one word answer to this is OS top 10, I would say. Right,
Yes, sir.
Kadir? Yeah. What is the most vulnerabilities you observe in most of websites or network? I mean, there are two things: web applications and on network. What are the common vulnerabilities that you come across?
Yes, the common vulnerabilities will be the input validations like HTML injections, the cross-site scripting, and the IDOS basically, and the broken access control.
Hmm.
As coming to the network part, there will be some, the basic, what when we scan the particular IPs or something like that. So we'll get the versions which we are using. So if they are using outdated versions, so you can
Outdated
report them
version.
out. Yeah, the basic vulnerabilities which we get in the network part.
Okay. I think open ports also should be a common vulnerability in the network part,
Uh,
right?
yes, sir.
Yeah, open ports and having older version services running. So these are the common vulnerabilities. Yeah. So there's one more question coming up. Okay, so you guys keep on posting the questions and Khadir, like how does it feel, Khadir? Because 8, 9 months back you were a participant to the security talks, and today you are been invited as a host. So, like, I definitely feel very proud of you, um, because I know from your background, how much of hard works you have been putting. So how is it now? How do you feel now? You are in your career, getting all set. How does it feel?
Yes, sir. Actually, I'm feeling very excited to be here in Security Talk because I was also the one person who was watching this before. So it feels really, excited to be here. And, in the cybersecurity, I have spent a lot of time. So there are really great people who can teach you, as a fresher, they can make you, very, advanced level, they can teach you. So, don't hesitate to ask any doubts about the vulnerabilities to them. You can go for the mentor. You have a dedicated mentor. You can anytime you can call, even you can text, so you can clear your doubts. So I was also doing thanks to my Harshita ma'am also, and who are being all a part of this cyber sessions. They have helped me a lot, and if I'm here today, really cyber sessions have played a great role.
It's all your hard work, Kadir. It's all your hard work. And
Yes.
as I said, I'm really proud of you. and I wish to see you growing more and more. Okay. This one person has raised his hand. Akash, you want to say something? You want to ask a question?
Yes, sir. Once again,
Yes.
good afternoon, Robin sir and Khadeer.
Good
Yeah,
afternoon.
good
So I
afternoon.
would like to
Good
know
afternoon,
that
Akash.
in the in the interview, they ask the basic questions in networking, or they ask from the CCNA part, or like just basics, or like to advanced to basics, like or like medium or average.
Okay. So actually, I would suggest to go for the CCNA first because it will help you really a lot. In the CCNA, you can find the advanced topics also. They don't might ask you only the basic questions. They can ask you the advanced as well. I mean, advanced in the sense means it's not like that much hard. They can ask you, sir has already said about the devices also. They can ask like how they will be configured. Like they can ask you about the scenario based questions also. So please focus on that as well.
Okay, and what about firewalls? Do they ask about firewalls too?
Yeah, they might ask you, the rules which you have to configure in the firewall. So how you can block a particular IP, so like that, you can go for that.
Okay, Khadeer, thank you, and thank you, Robin
Yeah,
sir,
well,
for this
yeah,
Sure,
opportunity.
welcome.
Akash. No problem. There's one more question from Aditya. Is computer networking essential for successful cybersecurity career? If yes, what other topics are we supposed to focus on other than computer networking? So the answer to the first one is definitely yes. Is computer networking essential for successful cybersecurity career? The answer is yes, and Khadir has already said that. So Khadir, if you can address the second question, what other topics are we supposed to focus on other than computer networking?
Yes, sir. I would like to point out, learn some basic coding languages. I mean, not like the advanced level because if you are finding about the access related vulnerability, so you might know about if you know about the JavaScript as well, so you can find it easily. How it works because the inputs which you are getting in the website, it may reflect you in the script. So definitely go for the HTML, JavaScript, and you can also go for the Python as well. It may help you, writing some tools also.
Okay. So basically, coding is what he's saying. Again, it depends on what type of domain you can also learn Python language in terms of working on the scripts or payloads there, right? You can also focus on Android PT if you want to get into the Android PT. APIs, I think now APIs is being used more, right? So about APIs. So anything that is surrounding into the technology part, I mean, you can focus on that, but make sure you focus more on the vulnerabilities part because cybersecurity exists because there are vulnerabilities. Otherwise, cybersecurity would not have existed, right? So your first focus should be the vulnerabilities, and of course, we do cover this compliance sessions and network VAPT, data privacy, and all of that. So these are the areas which you can also cover to enhance and give a weightage to your profile. One more question from Srikar. Which platform do you think is best for web application testing in terms of lab, in your opinion?
So yeah, there are many labs, but Hazelbox will be really helpful for you because it covers a lot of vulnerabilities. The way they have designed the machines is really helpful because starting from the recon part, finding the advanced vulnerabilities, it covers everything. So go for the box. If you are if you are beginner, go for the try hack me first, and then go for the hack the box.
Okay. Okay. There's one more next question. Rohan is asking what type of questions are asked in technical round?
So I think I have already mentioned this.
Yeah.
You have to focus on OS top 10 first. So because in every interview they will ask you first they will ask you the OS top 10 related vulnerabilities. So please focus on that. And here Also, you can focus on some other, different types of vulnerabilities which are not mentioned, in the OS toxin also. So you can go for that also.
Sure. Okay. So I think that's all we have. So overall, guys, I mean, we have also so lot of process in place. We have mock interviews. Make sure that you make use of mock interviews. We have prepared this interview questions. A document is prepared and is given to you, which has a lot of questions, like about 40 to 60 questions we have, which includes most of the questions which will be asked in the interview. We have covered about how to build your resume, because building resume is also very important. So make sure that you build your resume to the according to how it has been told. Make sure that you are aware of all, every answer to every question mentioned in the interview questionnaire booklet that we have prepared. And make sure that you keep applying for jobs. Again, every day on Naukri, on LinkedIn, keep looking, keep at least 20 to 30 minutes only for applying jobs, nothing else. And apart from that, and before you apply for jobs, make sure that you are 100% sure that you are applying, that you are ready for the job. Because if you don't get selected, it's going to be a waste of the opportunity. So for that reason itself, we have mock interviews. So when you take mock interviews, we will tell you whether you are prepared or not. You will get that confidence, right? So these are the things which we have in place. So make sure that you make the best use of what has been given. And for those who have used these things, have made it, and like, we have one person sitting in front of us, and we have a lot of people who have made into their career, and they are with these type of things that we have said there, it has helped them to get a job, and in their career too. That's what Khadeer has been giving his sharing his experience. And I think that was a very good experience that you have shared, Kadir. As I said, considering the background that he is coming from, his qualificational background, it was not easy at all, for to get a job, right? But with Kadir, I can say that if you work hard, if you give your best, there's nothing that can stop you from getting a job, right? So keep working hard, keep up all the efforts. And Khadir, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate all the time that you have given to us, sharing your experience. And I believe it is going to help a lot of people who are listening this, um, you know, um, and yeah, so thank you, Kadir.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Actually, I want to thank you, sir, for being in this session. I can share my experience in this in terms.
Sure, man. I would we'll catch up someday again, maybe a year later or two, when you would be, or maybe once you clear your OACP certificate, maybe you can share your experience for preparing for OACP and all, and we need people like you who can share your experiences. Yeah, we need people like you.
Sure, sir. Sure.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you everyone for joining. We'll meet in the next show. Thank you. Take care. Bye.